Guys, Kenwood Sports, man. Y'all already know what it is. I'm back with another one, man. Gotta talk about this game last night. But look, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I appreciate everybody who subscribed to my channel. I appreciate everybody for the views who checking in and watching me. I don't know who everybody is who watching me, but I appreciate y'all. But last night we had an offensive explosion, man. It's good to see that, bro. And listen, two former Bayou Bengals, Joe Burrow and Jayden Daniels, bro. Now, y'all got just a glimpse of what I got used to seeing over the last 5 years. Joe Burrow, championship quarterback, man. Heisman Trophy winner, Offensive Player of the Year, Maxwell Award winner. That's what I got to see at LSU, bro, over the last. That's what I got used to between Jayden Daniels and Joe Burrow. I never imagined them two playing each other before. It ain't like it couldn't happen because they both in the NFL, but it's not something I just thought of, you know. I really didn't even think about it until last night before the game started. But Jayden Daniels, man, this is a passing quarterback that can run. Lamar Jackson is a running quarterback that passes. It's a difference. Follow me. You get what I'm saying? Jayden Daniels is a passing quarterback that can run. And I seen him do a whole lot of that at LSU. Just last year alone, like I say, he won a Heisman Trophy too. Him and Joe Burrow both won a Heisman Trophy. But Jayden Daniels, he ran for 1,000 on top of the 38 that he threw for. He threw for 40 touchdowns and ran for another 10. I seen this dude go off for 200 yards in the game. I believe that was against Florida where he did that 200-yard game last year. But it's good to see Washington winning. They 2-1 right now, but I want to see them win. I told y'all I like to see new teams start winning. They're not a new team, but they hadn't been winning much over these past 10 years or so. And it's good to see somebody else getting some wins, man. But the thing about that game last night, neither team punted the ball. Not one punt last night. The first half of the game, before halftime, nothing but scoring went on, except for the time when the Bengals missed their field goal. The Bengals missed the field goal. The second half, it was all scoring. Every time the Bengals touched the ball, they scored a touchdown. The field goal was kicked. I think Washington kicked one field goal that second half. But I want to see more of Washington. I want to see more of Washington on TV down that they got Jayden Daniels. I'm a football head anyway. I watch whoever's ever on. But Washington hadn't been on TV that much. They hadn't been on TV that much for a while. They hadn't been on TV that much. But Jayden Daniels now, their starting quarterback, I definitely want to see them on TV much more now. I've been watching Jayden Daniels since he was at Arizona State. I originally tapped in. It was during COVID-19, 2019, 2020. Herm Edwards, former Jets coach who coached in the NFL. He was out of coaching for a long time. He ended up going to ESPN. He back at ESPN now. But between those times, he went and coached college football, and I was surprised to see him now. So I said, man, let me tap in and see what's going on with Herm Edwards. Also, Antonio Pierce. And some of y'all might not know that, but Antonio Pierce was coaching at Arizona State, who coached the Raiders right now. He was coaching at Arizona State along with Herm Edwards. So I said, man, let me tap in and see what's going on. And here I go. I see this big head dude, skinny, head bigger than everything on his body. That was Jayden Daniels. And I'm like, bro, this dude gonna get hurt. Look how small he is. But he was balling. He was playing some good football. That was Pac-12. That was Arizona State. So years later, around 2022, 2021, 2022, he come to LSU with Brian Kelly. I'm like, bro, with this dude coming to the SEC, as small as he is, I just couldn't believe that he was this small going to play football in the SEC. You usually don't see dudes that small. But he came in and he did what he had to do. He balled. He did what we seen last night. What we seen last night, an offensive explosion. He was out there balling. He got better his second year. He did his thing his first year, but he got better in his second year. So this is what Washington fans can get used to coming from this guy, man. Along with Terry McLaurin, I don't like their backfield, but they do got tough running backs. Brian Robinson Jr., coming out of Alabama, I believe that's where he came from. But they got some tough runners, man. They got some tough running backs. I like that I like that Dan Quinn is their head coach, because Dan Quinn, he's not an uptight coach. He's not one of them uptight coaches. He's gonna let guys play and do what they do good, what they do well. So I would have liked to see Eric Bieniemy stay there for another year, but he ended up moving on to college right now. I think he at UCLA. He was the offensive coordinator that came over from the Chiefs. But let's see what happens in these next coming weeks with Washington, man. I'm not sure who they play next. I hadn't looked at the schedule, but let's pay attention to what's going on with Washington, man. And Joe Burrow. Let me say this about Joe Burrow. I've been rocking with Joe Burrow. Y'all know this. And even when he with the Bengals then lost Joe Mixon. Y'all keep hearing me talking about Joe Mixon because I've been talking about the Texans and I've talked about the Bengals before. But at the same time, they lost him. Last year, he had damn near 1,400 yards with them. It's a big part of their offense. They lost Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd, 600-700 yards every year, and that's a third receiver. You got to account for guys like Tyler Boyd, man. He not just no anybody. He gone over to the Titans. But losing him, even though they got two big-name receivers who I like, T. Higgins, and who I love, Jamar Chase, coming out of LSU. Y'all know I'm the biggest when it comes to the Tigers. The biggest LSU fan, through and through, down to the bone gristle. They on Joe Burrow top real hard right now. 0-3, and I still believe in the Bengals, man. I still believe in them. That defense got to tighten up, that secondary. Jayden Daniels didn't go off on y'all. He didn't go off on y'all, but at the same time, it was some big. Cherry McLaurin made some nice catches in that game. He only had 207 yards. 2 touchdowns, but Joe Burrow threw for 360-something, I think. 367 and 3 touchdowns. And I heard somebody say something about empty calories, man. How could it be empty calories when the whole game they fighting through? It's not empty calories. Empty calories is when you getting blowed out and your scoring don't even matter. Every score that they made mattered because Washington had to keep on scoring. They kept a decent lead. I think it got to like 20 to 26 or 31, 26. It was 20 to 31. Okay? But at the same time, Joe Burrow, I still believe in these Bengals. They 0-3, only one team. I brought this stat to y'all earlier that a 0-3 team. When I was talking about Lamar and them possibly going 0-3, the Ravens possibly going 0-3, I said only one team in the last 25 years that made it, and that was the Texans in 2018. But check this out. I still believe in Joe Burrow and them. I think they're going to be the second team to make the playoffs. Lou Anarumo, the defensive coordinator, I think I said his name right. They just gotta tighten up a little bit. Zach Taylor is questions about you. I really don't like the head coach. I really don't think he's a good head coach. It ain't that I don't like him personally. I just don't think he's a good head coach. You got talent. Sometimes coaching got to be the difference in these games, not just the talent. You got talent on with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and you had Mixon, and you had Tyler Boyd. You're supposed to be the one, in my eyes. They did go to a Super Bowl, did go to another AFC championship. But we're going to keep watching. We're going to keep watching Joe Burrow. I told y'all I'm with him till the wheels fall off. I'm with him till the rim fall off all the way through. I seen what he do. I know how tough he is. I know he a fighter. So I'm rocking with that boy through and through to the end. Keep an eye on these Bengals. They going to make that move. I believe they can get into the playoffs, man. I think they're going to be the second team in the last 25 years to make it to these NFL playoffs. But Jayden Daniels, keep doing your thing. Washington, y'all got y'all one. I'm telling you.